All right, cricket fans, get ready for a deep dive into a series that could really shake up the World Test Championship. We're talking about the first test of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, India versus Australia.
Oh, yeah. This one's going to be huge. Forget just bragging rights, mate. This is about who's got the medal to make it to that WTC final.
Every run, every wicket could be the difference maker, and to add even more spice to the mix, both teams are debuting some fresh faces under the scorching Perth sun at Optus Stadium.
That's right. And, debut nerves can be a real game changer, especially in a high-stakes match like this.
Absolutely. And India's coming in with a bit of a shakeup. Jasprit Bumrah's at the helm, with Rohit Sharma out.
Big shoes to fill for Bumrah, for sure.
And they're going with a three-pacer strategy, which is a bold move considering the conditions.
It is bold, especially with a debutant in the mix, Nitish Kumar Reddy stepping onto the test stage for the very first time.
Talk about a trial by fire, right? And
Yeah.
Australia's got their own debut to watch out for Nathan McSweeney opening the batting.
McSweeney's role is crucial. The opener sets the tone for the entire innings. You know how he handles that pressure, especially against India's pace attack with Bumrah leading the charge, could make or break Australia's start.
Now, let's not forget, India will be looking to bounce back from that tough 0-3 loss to New Zealand at home.
Ouch. Yeah, that was a tough one for them. This series is their chance to prove they can overcome those setbacks and really perform against a top-tier opponent like Australia.
A win here would be huge for their confidence and their WTC campaign.
No doubt about it. But for the Aussies, it's all about maintaining that home turf dominance they're known for.
So we've got new players, a hunger for redemption, and the weight of the WTC on their shoulders. What are the possible scenarios we could see unfold in this series, especially in terms of who reaches the final?
Well, if India clinches the series, it would be a massive boost to their WTC points and put them right back in contention for a final appearance. But an Australian victory would be a significant blow to India's aspirations, a real setback in their quest for the championship.
So this first test match is absolutely pivotal for both sides.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating here is that it's not just about the points. There's a psychological element at play, too.
You know, a win for India would be a huge confidence booster after that New Zealand series.
For sure. A chance to silence the doubters and prove they're still a force to be reckoned with.
And for Australia, it's about asserting their dominance, sending a clear message to the rest of the cricketing world that they're not going to relinquish their top spot easily.
Exactly. This isn't just a game, it's a statement.
It's a battle of skill strategy and mental fortitude. And with those new players on both sides, there's an element of unpredictability that just adds to the excitement.
Absolutely. Anything could happen. It's like a game of chess where every move has consequences.
One bad decision or a moment of brilliance could completely shift the balance of the match.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the outcome of the series could have a domino effect on the future of both teams.
A strong performance could fuel their momentum for the rest of the WTC cycle. But a disappointing result could raise some tough questions about team composition leadership and their ability to compete at the highest level.
Precisely. The stakes are high, the pressure is on, and the whole cricketing world will be watching to see who cracks first. And we can't forget about the fans. The Border-Gavaskar Trophy always brings out the passion.
Oh, absolutely. This rivalry goes back decades, and this series is just going to add another chapter to the story.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of going back, let's talk about India's decision to go with that three-pacer strategy. What do you think, was that the right call?
That's a good question. On the one hand, you've got that Optus Stadium pitch. It's known for being fast and bouncy.
Right. Tailor-made for pace bowlers.
Exactly. And that could really play into the hands of the Australian pacers.
Right.
But then again, India's pace attack is nothing to sneeze at, especially with Bumrah leading the charge.
Oh, yeah. Bumrah's got that ability to extract bounce and movement, even on a slower pitch. He could really cause some trouble for those Aussie batsmen.
He could. But what if the pitch deteriorates later in the match? India might find themselves wishing they had that extra spinner.
Yeah, especially against a batting lineup as experienced as Australia's. That could be a real turning point.
For sure. Now let's shift gears and talk about the other debutant, Nathan McSweeney, opening the batting for Australia.
Talk about pressure. Facing a world-class pace attack like India's in your first ever test match.
It's a baptism by fire, no doubt about it. Bumrah's pace and swing can be intimidating for even the most seasoned batsmen. If McSweeney can weather that storm early on and build a solid innings, it would be huge for his confidence.
And for the whole Australian team, it would set them up for a strong start.
Exactly. But if he crumbles under that pressure, it could put Australia on the back foot right from the get-go.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches this challenge. Does he play defensively or does he come out swinging?
And on the flip side, if India's bowlers can get McSweeney out early, it puts immediate pressure on the rest of that Australian batting order.
No doubt. And that's where India's three-pacer strategy could really pay dividends. Imagine Bumrah and Shami firing on all cylinders, ripping through that Aussie top order on a bouncy Perth pitch.
Now that would be a sight to see. The crowd would be going wild.
Absolutely. But we can't forget about the Indian batsmen either. They've got to step up and deliver against a pretty potent Australian bowling attack.
Do you think they have what it takes to score big runs in these conditions?
Well, they certainly have the talent on paper. But remember, they struggled against New Zealand's swing bowlers on home soil.
Yeah, and those were very different conditions. This Perth pitch is going to be a whole new challenge.
Adaptability is going to be key for both teams. The side that reads the conditions better and adjusts their game plan accordingly will have a real advantage.
This first test is shaping up to be a real tactical battle, with both captains having to make some crucial decisions throughout the match.
It's like a high-stakes game of chess. One wrong move could cost you the game. And for both India and Australia, the consequences of a loss in this first test are huge.
Not just for their WTC aspirations, but also for their team morale and momentum going forward.
Exactly. This is what makes Test cricket so captivating. It's not just about individual brilliance. It's about the team's ability to strategize, adapt, and execute under immense pressure.
And with so much at stake, this first test between India and Australia is going to be an absolute thriller.
I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Clash of styles, debut nerves, a hunger for redemption, and that ever-present pressure of the WTC. What does it all mean for you, our listener?
Well, it means you better clear your schedule and get ready for some top-notch cricket.
This first test is a must-watch. You're going to see some of the best players in the world going head-to-head, with the added excitement of new talent stepping onto the field.
And with so much riding on the outcome, the intensity is going to be off the charts.
You'll see every emotion play out on the field: determination, frustration, elation, the whole gamut.
Yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster ride for sure.
All right, so as we wrap up our deep dive, let's get down to the big question. Who has the edge going into this first test?
Ah, the million-dollar question. Well, both teams have their strengths and weaknesses. It really could go either way.
India's pace attack could exploit that Perth pitch,
For sure.
but their batting might struggle against the bounce.
Sure.
Australia's got that home advantage.
Right.
But those debut nerves could play a factor.
Yeah, you never know how a new player is going to react under that kind of pressure.
So it all boils down to which team adapts better to the conditions and handles the pressure.
It's a test of skill strategy and mental toughness.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Test cricket so compelling.
Well, there you have it, folks. The stage is set for an epic showdown in Perth. We can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
It's a match that could have major implications for the entire WTC cycle. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
And don't forget to share your predictions and insights with us. We love hearing from fellow cricket enthusiasts.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep exploring the wonderful world of cricket.